Hi Rosie, what is soft swap swinging? Today on the This Kind of Girl channel, I am talking all about something which I believe it often goes overlooked when discussing the lifestyle and particularly the swinger lifestyle. And that is soft swinging. I think very often we become super fixated on kind of like full on couple swapping or full on scenarios or, full on activities. And sometimes we may overlook other ways to be involved. If you're not sure what I'm on about, don't worry, I'm going to be explaining everything to know about soft swinging. And if you're not sure who I am, my name is Rosie Kay, and I'm an open relationship coach and swinger lifestyle expert. And over on my blog site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, I dive in deep to the world, not only of swinging, but of ethical non-monogamy as a whole. And I aim to banish the myths, the misconceptions, and banish some stigmas as to who swingers really are. And today, I'm talking about a topic which is not often discussed, which is, of course, soft swinging. So I'm going to be talking about what it is, why somebody may choose to practice it, how is it viewed in the swinger world and swinger community, and are people kind of less valued because they are soft swingers, or are you expected to go all the way to be seen as the real swinger deal? So turn those lights down low. It's time to talk about all things soft swap swinging. But first, this definition of a soft swap is as follows. It is different from a full swap in that many people may decide they don't wish to go all the way. Soft swap may include oral or stimulation with hands or toys. Often, when soft swinging, no penetration takes place. If you want to find out more about swinger lifestyle terms, I have conveniently written for you a swinger lifestyle glossary, which is This Kind of Girl's A to Z of non-monogamy. You can find it over on my site, thiskindagirl.co.uk. Okay, so who are soft swap swingers? People who engage in soft swap play pretty much enjoy everything with others but reserve penetrative sex or other deeply intimate acts for when they are with their primary partners. This does not just I'm not just talking about kind of male female partners here. I'm talking about all relationship types, regardless of the sexuality, regardless of who you like to go to bed with or who you like to be in a relationship with or how you identify. It really doesn't matter. And it's really just about the acts and what it is you kind of enjoy. Um, as I said, intimacy for soft spot swingers can include oral, masturbation, kissing, flirting, chatting to people online, maybe having kind of cyber intimacies, cyber enjoyments. I have to be really careful what I say, and also playing with different toys as well. And in my opinion, what I'm pretty sure you've probably realized, there is nothing wrong at all with a soft swap or a soft swap swinger. And sometimes you may only want to engage in soft swap play with a particular couple or person you have met, or maybe in a certain type of environment. Now, this is one which I want to talk about quickly. As part of my work here, that I do at This Kind of Girl, I visit swinger clubs, adult clubs, BDSM clubs, all these type of things. I visit them as part of my work. I review them. I write about them. I talk about them. I make content on them. But sometimes I don't play in them. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't because I don't always feel comfortable getting down to it when I'm also kind of reviewing and stuff. So in this scenario, I may practice soft swapping simply because the fact that I may not feel comfortable getting down to it in an environment which I'm also trying to review, essentially. And sometimes what I've found is that some people write to me and they say to me, we want to go to a swingers club, but we don't want to be intimate with other people there. We don't want to go the full hog with other people there because it's such a public setting. In which case I would say, well, if you still want to go, but you don't want to not play entirely, therefore change your rules and boundaries slightly and practice some soft spot swinging instead. Because for a lot of people, they find it thrilling to go to a club, but the thought of having other people watch them or be around or be in a more public space is a step too far. In a scenario like this, it may be that you decide you want to tone things down a little bit. I hope that's made sense. So, who are full swap swingers? Well, Different to soft swap, full swap is essentially the whole shebang. Um, and it includes all different types of intimacy. Again, I have to be careful what I say. Remember, you can be a rather vanilla couple who are full swap, or a soft swap single person who is definitely non-vanilla. Um, when I'm talking about vanilla, I mean into kind of alternative things and BDSM and things like that. How you go about having that intimate sex is entirely up to you. Again, as I said, it doesn't matter that, who it is you like to have sex with or what it is you like to do. It just means that the intimacy is, with full swap swingers, you're kind of wanting to go all the way with people. Full swap can be very intense, especially if it is your first swinger experience. So why might somebody choose soft swap only? It probably comes to no surprises you that when I first started swinging over 10 years ago, I didn't know there was such a thing as a soft swap. I wish I had known that. And in my mind, and due to the opinions of the partner I had at the time, it was either all or nothing, essentially. And I couldn't find any information about anything other than, fully swapping with another couple. And that's what swinging was, essentially. And for a long time, I believed the only way to be involved in lifestyle was to do this. So for a long time, I had no idea. So you can imagine my surprise when I discovered that some couples didn't fully swap and practiced something which I've written here sounded much less intrusive, something they called soft swap. But it wouldn't be much later on in my swinger journey when I realized the benefits of this, or how popular it actually was. But when I did discover soft swap, I did so by talking to other people who practice it and also listening to others when they shared rules and boundaries and questioning them more and saying, oh, well, why is it you decided that? Or what's prompted that? Or, do you still enjoy it? And suddenly it all started to fall into place. And I realized there were so many other ways to swing other than what I had been used to. And as I re-entered the world of swinger clubs as a single woman years ago, I found that soft swapping gave me the ability to remain in control when meeting couples in clubs, and it slowed down the pace of what was happening. So again, if you're new to the lifestyle, whether you're a couple or a single person, it could be that you decide to practice soft swap swinging because it gives you that element of control. You haven't got to worry that you're going to have to do something you aren't completely comfortable with. And I found that over the last few years that I've been doing my coaching work here at ThisKindaGirl, so many couples and single women, especially, have had soft swap limits. The most popular reasons for wanting to be soft swap swingers are it's a safer way of being intimate with people. It puts you at much less risk from, STIs, STDs, and things like that. And for some couples, they found that they like to, as I said before, reserve penetrative intimacy strictly between them to be enjoyed within the confines of their relationship. And there's another dynamic which is cuckolding, which is where kind of one person perhaps sometimes doesn't always feel the desire to get involved, or doesn't want to get involved, and has enjoyed soft swapping or watching while the other person has played with a couple or a single swinger. So again, it could be that they decide to practice soft swapping but one person enjoys everything, the other person doesn't, but that all ties into them also being part of the cuckold lifestyle as well. I hope that's made sense. Are soft swap swingers less valued? Now, this is a really interesting topic to touch on because I have heard on occasion people sharing their disapproval when they realize others are only soft swap swingers or others wish to practice soft swap swinging. And I once heard somebody said, oh, they're no good, they'll only do a soft swap. Now, each their own. And I think you agree with me that this type of behavior it's vulgar, it's a turn off, and if this is your opinion, please keep it to yourself. Don't share them at a busy swinger social event. It's not attractive. People will not want to play with you. If you are a soft swap swinger I do not want you to worry after hearing this or read or listening to this. This type of opinion is not the consensus amongst the swinger community, and soft swap swingers are still very much swingers. One of my most successful swinger couples, actually, I covered their story in my swinger lifestyle blueprint guide over on my course that I did, are in fact soft swap swingers. They approached me because they needed help establishing their rules and boundaries, and they were struggling to engage in full swap scenarios because for them it simply didn't feel right. And they've since gone on to, I would say, flourish in the lifestyle where they experience swinger cruises, resorts, and all the time soft swap swinging. So it doesn't mean that your life has to be, your swinger lifestyle journey has to be kind of put on hold, or that there's nothing else for you to enjoy, or that you'll only ever get to, go to certain parts of it. You can still do everything pretty much that other people are getting down to. It's just certain intimate acts are reserved for yourself and your partner. And it's really important to recognize that swing clubs and parties don't require you to go the whole shebang if you don't wish to, and you're very welcome in the community if soft swapping is your thing. If another couple or another person questions your involvement or says, why don't you want to do this, or why you only want to soft swap, or are you willing to go that little bit further, and you don't feel comfortable with this, or you perhaps don't like being questioned and having to justify your reasons, simply move away from that scenario. Thank the person for the time. It's been great chatting to you, but I don't think we're aligned. I don't think we're on the same page, or I don't feel like you're respecting my boundaries. So I'm just gonna call it a night. That's the type of thing that you should be saying, because essentially it's frustrating for other people, not for you. Stick to your rules, your boundaries. Stick to what feels right for you. If other people don't like it, that is their problem. Are people able to change their limits while soft swapping? Yes, absolutely. Some couples and single swingers change their limits depending on what environment they are in and what other people they are playing with. It's not uncommon for people to change their limits over time. It may be that they start off with soft swapping and then decide to progress a bit. It could be that people decide to, like kind of myself, to decide to go from doing absolutely everything with everybody to kind of toning things down a little bit and being more selective about what it is they do and the people who they play with, and deciding that some scenarios are simply not right for them. Some people might decide to change their limits when playing with couples or singles, and it could be that they find some situations are more suited to soft swap or more suited to full swap. Changing your limits or slowing things down is the right thing to do if you have reservations or hesitations about your involvement. Over time, how we like to swing may change, and presumably who we want to swing with will also change. And with that, our limits and boundaries can change. Be prepared to regularly revisit your personal rules and boundaries and have honest conversations about how you're feeling. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's explained what soft swapping is. If you want to find out more about it, then do please hit the description for this video. You will see a link to the blog article. And also you can visit my site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, where you can find out more about the world of ethical non-monogamy. And also, why not join me for a coaching call like my most successful clients did, the ones that I featured in my swinger lifestyle course that I ran earlier in the year. But yeah, come and find me at ThisKindaGirl.co.uk to find out more about the world of ethical non-monogamy and swinging.